Okay, I'm out in the garden today. Um, this is a fantastic display of pumpkin plants. Amazing pumpkin flower there, as you can see. Starting to develop the fruit already, which is amazing. That's obviously, your female flower. These ones down here, I think these are the males. They haven't got the bulb at the bottom where the fruit's supposed to be developing. So you got to have a wide variety. We've got another pumpkin growing over there. Don't know whether you can see it. There you go. That's going to turn into something big. So I think we can have quite a good Halloween crop when the time comes. This plant over here is just popping out females like crazy. Couple of male flowers here, okay. Nice pumpkin there. The flower has drizzled right up, or dried right up. So that's actually making the fruit properly now. Got a couple of nice ones here, and just down there that's going to become another lovely pumpkin. We got the weather for it now, man. It might be ghastly weather and you can't sleep and all the rest of that, but we got the weather for pumpkin big time. Right, now let's have a look and see what else we got going. Carrots are growing nicely. No idea what this plant is, but but either way, it's there now. Indoors I got some fruit which I'm drying in a dehydrator. Nice cheap little Westphalia dehydrator. Here we got some orange 2 beans growing. These things grow really quickly. You pick a handful of them off and a couple of days later you got a couple more going. I mean, they are amazing. Just like, a month straight into them, they are lovely orange 2 beans. Now, over here, you got a different kind of bean. Runner beans. That's just a small one. Now, in the other plant we got over by the windows, there's actually enough there for me to be able to make a vegetable course for a meal there. So that was actually, homegrown and free, and we got more coming. Remember, these are just junk containers that you're throwing away otherwise, and you can use them to grow stuff in. If it's not cheap, it's free, or it can be recycled or taken from somewhere else. Recycling used to be considered to be something that was, somehow undesirable and something that only poor people did. But now it's becoming so much more like not only a necessity but also fashionable. More people are doing it. Let's see if I can get that bean off without breaking the stem. These things are nice and fresh, raw. When they're just the right size, you got to get them at just the right time or just the right season. And then you base your shopping of anything else you want to get upon how much your harvest is taken when the season comes. And you get more, you dehydrate, or you can. Okay, that's why I got the canner, that's why I got the dehydrator. Now I'm going to be getting myself, actually it's on order right now, a much better quality of sprouting technology device. So I'm going to be doing much more sprouting as well, and I'll show you that when the damn thing comes. But in the meantime, it's a lovely day. I mean, haven't really got any real desire to do any work. I just thought I'd show you all this green stuff. Yeah, now the way the plants grow, they take all the goodness out of the soil, and that plus the water and the sunlight makes all of this wonderful vegetable matter, including the stuff that you can eat. Now, when you learn how plants work, you actually think they're rather miraculous. Anyway, that's what I'm doing right now, and that's how good things are getting. Well, I'll quickly show you tomato plants and see how they're doing whilst we're here. Okay. Remember, this is a crap garden because it's all like concrete everywhere. Oh, yeah, we got some nice beans growing there. That's more food. Okay, think about it. You feed yourself with this stuff, Alright. There's a tomato growing. And there's the plant, still got a few flowers on them. These things drink up water like crazy, so in this weather they need watering twice a day at least. But, it's all going very, very well. Now, I've got to expand everything that I've been doing. As far as growing stuff is concerned, I've learned an awful lot. Okay? So, once you've learned stuff, you can then put it into action, and then that means expansion. I mean, look at all the fruit growing here. You got a couple there, you got a couple there. When the season's right, you can just walk into your garden and just munch. You don't need to prepare a meal. You just walk around picking stuff and eating it straight away. Straight from the plant. Absolutely fantastic. Okay, It's kind of like a question of speak of the devil and then he appears. You know, I was just outside and I was talking about this, and then all of a sudden I go inside, I was thinking about uploading the video straight away, and then hey presto, this thing comes in the mail. And this is just what I've been looking for now. It's only about £16, so it's actually quite a cheap little device, but it's a sprouter. Now, I wanted to get myself one of these things because the method that I've been using with the jars is good, it's free, it's cheap, it's all the rest of that stuff, but I need a larger surface area. You know, big time, I need a larger surface area, need to do much more in the way of crop so I can carry on doing sprouting properly. It's got itself a good little lid, and these things here, that's where the water drains out of. You fill them with the beans, you pour in the water, and then the water will then drain out. Now essentially at the bottom there you got little legs, so you can run each one separately if you wanted to, and just have the water draining off onto a work surface and then down into your sink. Now alternatively, you can stack these friendly things. Maybe you can get yourself like 2 or 3 or 4 of these kits and just get a carry on stacking right up and just cut down the quantity of surface area on your work surface. Now I might actually plan on doing that in the passage of time, but for the moment I just want to be able to do like 3 whole trays worth of sprouts with my mung beans, with my brown lentils, and with my green lentils, so I can have myself good wholesome food all the time. Now if this particular model works out okay, I'm gonna use it, expand it, maybe get myself 2 or 3 of these damn things, make myself carry on eating some good healthy food all the time. And on top of that, if you think about it, 2 kilograms worth of mung beans cost £3, and you only need a couple of handfuls once you sprouted it to make your vegetable portion of a meal. So it's a very cost-effective way of feeding yourself. So anyone out there who's on a low income, if you want to find a way of making sure you're feeding yourself and doing so in a healthy and efficient way, then sprouting, in my humble opinion, is basically the way to go. So that's just showing you what I got. Giving it a quick wash out. That's why it's looking wet inside, and you can see the droplets of water, because you get something new and made out of plastic, you want to wash it to get rid of any crap from the factory. Now I'm gonna set it up, give it a go, and start getting myself some sprouts done, so it's, I can keep the vegetable components of my life going. Give it maybe a month's trial, then expand and get maybe have 2 towers 6 trays high. Make sure I've always got sprouts on the go. Okay guys and girls, just thought I'd show you the thing in operation. Here we got brown lentil, there we got mung bean, and there we got hemp. Hemp is a superfood, it's not because I'm trying to get myself high or nothing, okay? So, here we go, the first run of the sprouter. Pouring water in the top. Make sure we get the seeds nice and moist the first time round. Yeah, maybe a little more water would do well. That was just the top of that little red knoll. Right, so it only releases the water when the water level is above the little red thing. And now it's going down into mung beans. Gonna get them all wet. A bit more water, make sure we get a nice good soak coming through. And the water level is gonna go up. It's gonna get the beans nice and wet. And then when the water level's up above the little red thing on the next level, it's gonna go through and get that load of beans wet. Let's get the top on it just to keep it nice and clean. So, the idea is that it makes sure they all get a good soaking time and they all get thoroughly, prepared to be able to do the job of getting sprouting. Water levels going up nearly at the top of the red thing there. I think it must work on a siphonic system, a bit like the cup for Tantalus, for those people who have seen that kind of like kid science toy from many years ago. Is the level about to change? Is it about to start pouring out the bottom there? Here we go, here we go. Yes. So the whole system's working perfectly the way it should. And making sure all of the seeds and beans get themselves a nice good soaking. So essentially this is just going to make the process much easier, because all I have to do is to fill it up, then empty it, and I won't have to carry on prattling around with metal sieves to make sure I'm, doing what I was doing before with the jars and metal sieves. each and every single day. It's make life a lot easier for me. But as I say, if I got myself like a really big tower of these things, you know, then the whole process would be, you know, the quantity I'll be able to do would be massive. And I could do my buckwheat in this, and I could do green lentil, and man, I'm going to be eating. I'll be living off the fat of the land. Well, fat of the kitchen anyway in this particular case. And there we go, the water goes pouring out after it's reached the right level. Now what I could, this is only the first time I've done this with this one particular device. Now what I could have done is get all the beans soaked first to make sure that, you know, that, well, they would all be soaked and soaked properly. So that with the first pouring on the water, you know, all of the beans would get, beans and nuts and seeds or whatever, would get themselves a nice thorough soaking. But either way, she's working, and that's going to be good fun. Just a question of expanding it, making it bigger, and making good healthy food. I quite like this little device. Okay, out of the bright sunshine of outside into the mess of my delightful kitchen and the gloom of indoors. Now here we got some drying going on. Now we got some tomato there, and we got some tomato and banana going on there. Now the whole thing about using a dehydrator is that it's a food preparation and preservation tool. Okay, let me just try and get that back in place. There we go. And I'm using it today. I mean, I got the tomato going inside there because, not because I need to preserve it, but I got a recipe I want sun-dried tomatoes for, but I haven't got any sun-dried tomatoes, so I thought I'd dehydrate them, and then I'll be able to use them in more or less the same kind of way. If I just like soak them prior to use, you get a real richness and sweetness there. You can go to some supermarkets at some times of the day, night or week, and you can buy produce at a lower cost. So that's something to scout around in your local area if you're looking to try and get yourself a nice healthy diet. Now I bought far too many bananas, so essentially, and also I was trying to keep a relatively low fruit diet, so I can't have bananas all the time, but I can still buy them in bulk, I can still dehydrate them and store them, and just have 1 or 2 pieces on my cereal in the morning. So essentially that's what I'm doing here, preservation and food preparation using the dehydrator. So it's a wonderful tool, and it's the cheapest one that I've seen on the market so far. Okay, well, thanks for watching. Now, you've seen what I've got up to so far. You've seen the equipment I've been buying so I can get myself closer to being off-grid and to fulfill the goals of this one particular YouTube video blog. Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, favorite, and share if you haven't already done so. You know that I've got a donation link down there in the information bar, so you can help to contribute to me progressing to where I want to go. And I hope you've learned an awful lot. I mean, whilst I've been going through the process of this one particular project, I've picked up a lot of skills. I've learned an awful lot. I've found out more about different forms of technology. I've improved my skills with soldering and solar panel generation. I've increased my knowledge in terms of food preservation and storage. I've got more ideas about generation of energy and how you can actually keep the place warm in a cold winter when there's a few problems in terms of, let's say, power cuts and the rest of that. So I'm bringing myself much closer to being more self-reliant, more independence of the grid, and independent of needing to waste your money on things that we're basically being told to by our society and our culture to, spend our money on, and also how to live basically a healthier, happier life. And I personally think this means a lot to me, and I think it should mean a lot to yourself as well. I'm going to include some more information on this one particular video blog of other things, maybe including healthy eating, diet, nutrition, and that kind of stuff, because I think that might be useful. But I haven't really made up my mind about that yet. But either way, just keep watching, man. It's beautiful out here.